crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Wake up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter.
Hey, Steve Jones here with the Wake Up Rise Up weekly show, where we are meeting the different people from Wake Up Rise Up, whether they're a stage host or they're just a performer or whatever, and part of this gigantic 40-hour plus peace concert that's going right around the globe. With me here is Nicholas Prince. He's one of our friends out of the UK, right? And I'll just let him tell us a little bit. Thanks for joining us today, Nicholas, and it's a pleasure. And how you doing, man?
All good. It's all good down here on the south coast of England. All very good indeed. Ted, a lot of the listeners would know me from radio shows and that. I've been involved with radio since the 80s. Here in the UK, did some comedy scripts for the BBC for a program called Weekending for years and years and years. But the music side of it, I've been a nightclub DJ, and as I say, radio from 80s right through to the present day. Cinema ads, you name it, I do that. I do a syndicated show, which is heard in the States and Canada and all over the place, which I do with my other half, Sue. That's called Chatterbox UK, and we get famous British stars from the 50s onwards, as well as Americans, and had some really great guests, and that goes out on the networks in New Zealand, USA. It goes out all over the place. I do another show called Movie Madness, because I used to own cinemas for a while, and movies is another thing that goes all over the place as well. And I do some live shows here as well. So we're very busy this way. When it comes to music, I've over the years made many music friends, of all levels, and I do quite a bit of promotion now. And I'm the UK promoter for Charlene. Remember her? She had Never Been to Me, and some Motown people and some rock and roll stars going back to the 50s. And what I try and do is get them heard again. Not has-beens as such, but to get them played on the main radio again. I do all their promotion for them and get them heard. And that's another side. So there's a great deal of people I've met over the years who, some have already agreed to take part in this year's Wake Up, Rise Up. And myself and Sue, we have a magical ear for new people as well. So it's not just well-known people. We've got to give the new ones a chance as well. They have as much of an important voice. So maybe some well-known ones is what gets the audience, but there's some amazing talent out there that's never been heard. And we try and introduce somebody new or a couple of new stars each week that haven't been signed yet. That's another one of the sides that we do. So we're very busy, very busy.
I can see that. I mean, just from seeing you and active with Wake Up Rise Up, you've been bringing on a whole bunch of stuff. Didn't you bring on Iceland?
Finland.
There's
some that you don't even. I got people that are definites, but listen to this. In the Caribbean to the Americans, we've definitely got Dominica, which is overseen by Britain. We've definitely got a Jamaican star. I'm waiting on Bermuda, so we're going to have a full Caribbean stage.
Wow,
and we're growing it from next year further. In Europe, there's a lot of the main European countries, but Finland, looking for more stars there, but there will be a full Scandinavian stage. So that is Iceland, Sweden, Norway, etc., etc. Moving to, I'm believing I'm going to have a full stage for what we call in Europe the Benelux countries. That's Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Luxembourg too small to have its own stage, but at the end of the day, that's where we're going with it. So I'm using contacts I've got I'm very good at organising like the new stages and things, and my role would be to establish it further next year. But what we're going to do, myself, I'm going to make sure that we don't go backwards. We grow on what we've got. There's no good having 15 countries in Europe and 3 stages in England this year, and then we go down to having 1 next year or something. So it's maintaining it all the year round as well. So making sure everyone's happy, we're in touch, and what they're doing, what they're not doing, and keep them on my Chatterbox show, our Chatterbox show, and just keep what everyone's doing. Yeah, absolutely.
This is a lot of work you're putting into this. So obviously you're quite motivated over this Wake Up, Rise Up, and the world peace. What's that? Obviously, it means something to you. What does it mean?
It means quite a lot. And of course, I think what it is, crime is, we need to wake people up. Now, the crime in Philadelphia, the things that people are worried about there, is different to what worries us in Europe. Now, in London, yes, there's a lot of, it's not guns, it's knife crime there. But of course, to us, if 200 kids have been killed in London, stabbed in a year, that's not so good. But when I hear what happens in Philly, it's unbelievable. But of course, to us, there's a little tension brewing. We've had the Northern Ireland issue going on since 1970, which is a civil war within Northern Ireland and bombing on the mainland, because it's a whole long story. I was thinking of making a 4 or 5 minute film of what it was all about, just literally and outsider looking in. So not taking one side or the other, just this is the facts. They want the whole island. That lot want to stay with Britain, and just explaining exactly what it is and leaving it how it is. Now, that's a war a lot of people don't know about outside of Europe. And of course, we've got the Ukrainian problem. So we've got our friends from Finland that have jumped on. Definitely got another Finnish group coming on. Now, with Ukraine people, think I'm pulling off 2 there, believe it or not. And also Moldova, I'm trying to, I'm going to be honest, if it doesn't come off, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm trying to pull off the Eurovision entries for both countries. Now, that's in May. And of course, I couldn't sign them up till after the contest there. They might win and have record contracts and that. There's always previous years for those countries. So I'm also aiming at getting what we would call a war stage, where all these problems are, but we make a full stage for all these problem areas.
Yeah.
And it might sound really, really weird. It's a pipe dream. And if I don't do it this year, I'm going for it next year. Listen to this. North Korea. Where people have escaped, I'm really being serious, where musicians have escaped, and it may not be this year, but watch this space.
But you could actually have a musician that has escaped. You can do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's these
pockets. Wake Up, Rise Up is about all these things, and that's going to wake people up.
That's the thing, and you bring up a very good point. Wake Up, Rise Up is not necessarily isolated to just a gun violence. Talking about a guy jumping out and going bang.
Everything.
It's about everything.
In Israel, it's another problem. In the other parts of the Middle East, it's another problem. There's civil wars in Africa. I just want everyone to have a group hug. You don't have to marry each other. Just get on.
Well, that'd be nice. It depends on. I mean, no, I can't say that. But anyway,
it's which way you want to look at it.
I'm a single guy, so I mean, who knows? I might meet somebody. But But I think I should have some coffee right now. Hang on a second. But I lost my train of thought. But but see, Wake Up, Rise Up goes as big as like what's going on in Ukraine, down to your domestic violence. You've got the guy who flips out on the gal, and he's an idiot. I mean, there are some men out there who just don't represent our half of the human race very well. And they make a single guy. It's tough for us to meet because they were stupid with a gal. And then the other way is the same way. You got some gals out there that are real arm wrestlers, and then it turns it around the other way. But it's across the board.
Sure.
You mentioned Ireland. I still have him. A friend of mine, his sister used to live up there in. She was running the websites for the one town. They're fighting over the name of the town.
Oh, that's Londonderry.
Yes, Londonderry.
If it's the Irish side that want the United Ireland, that's Derry. And the Unionists that want to stay with the UK, that's Londonderry. And the thing is, it's the word London.
Oh, yeah.
That's the difference. That's all it is.
And
That's simple, yeah.
I was helping her do website work on the thing, and I made a mistake, like what you're talking about. And I got everything caught on fire with me. But she was telling me about this conflict up there, and then there was something, that happened, and then I'm everyone knows on all staff that I'm a Star Trek fan. I mean, do you know there was one episode of Star Trek that was banned up in Ireland?
No.
Yes, referred directly to that conflict that's going on up there right now.
I see.
They would not let that out.
And it's bigger than you think, that island problem.
Yes, it is.
I know there's the Good Friday Agreement, and I understand what it's all about. And it is about now Catholic families, for what they believe in, basically forms of contraception. They have bigger families. Each generation's bigger. The Protestant side generally have 1 or 2 children. 2.2 children is the figure. So of course, what's happening? One side's growing, the other side's getting smaller. So the independent, the one that wants the Nationalist Party that wants the union of all of Ireland, Sinn Féin, they're getting more votes each time, while the others are getting smaller. So bit by bit. Possibly in our lifetime, and then it's an automatic vote as to union or leave, and that's what it's going to be. It's that simple. That's what the agreement's about, and that's why 90% of is peaceful now. So only a few extremists, and I'm pleased to say, but it goes bigger. Wait for this: the Protestant side, absolutely true. The unionists want to stay with the UK. They support Israel. The other side support Palestine, and it even goes that far. Seriously. Wow. People don't realise you have to open people up to. It's a bigger problem than you realise, yeah.
Well, and it's interesting when you look at this kind of stuff because it not only it tells you how the conflicts and how it builds on itself, but it also tells you what kind of job we have here with Wake Up Rise Up. It's not so much as just sitting around singing music, because that's what they did back in the '60s. Everyone put on a song. We're having fun, and peace and love, and that's it. We have to be leaders. In peace. We have to, for me to go outside and I start beating on something, I'm not being a leader. I have to go by example. And this is funny, and I'm going down a rabbit hole here. There's a family that lives in a town close to me here, has 24 children.
Okay.
I went, oh my God. And this is way back when I had first started my family. And he joked. He said the family car is a Bluebird bus. Like, oh my God! It's like he goes through in one meal when I go through in 2 weeks. So anyway, back to this.
More.
You know how it goes. Talk show stuff. You lose your train of thought, and you go down a rabbit hole, and you end up being Phil Donahue.
I'm not out to trap you. You're in control.
Anyway,
anything to get the audience up for Wake Up Rise Up, of course. So carry on.
We're going to get more people here, but here, have you had Brendan Fraser on your? Not Brendan Fraser. He plays Mrs. Brown's boys, Agnes Brown.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but my mum loves it. Sue loves it. And do you know why it's not my cup of tea? You're not going to believe this. It's because my ex-wife and my ex-mother-in-law loved it. And all I can hear is them cackling in my head. And that's the only reason why I don't like it. Otherwise, I would love it. And there's a few bits that Sue has on, I think, and you try not to laugh.
I get that because I was the same with you remember the Minions movie?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
It came out right when I broke up with somebody, and she loved the movie, and I hated I was going to go see and the whole association, and I won't watch the movie except for that one spot where the Oreo cookies are walking into the castle going Oreo.
Yeah,
I lose it on that. I think it's hysterical. I think that's actually the wrong movie, but but I get it. What are you saying? I watch Mrs. Brown's Boys, and yeah, I just think it's hysterical. I just saw the one episode where the one daughter-in-law went to labor. Everyone fell out of the chairs and people were fainting, and it was good. But you were mentioning all the people you get, but so you're in Wake Up Rise Up to help bring together all these stages to help
spreading the word across. I'm not just sticking to Europe. I'm spreading it. Yeah, there are other territories.
Yeah, the Caribbean. You know where we're lacking, and I think you're probably going to be the guy breaking in on it. But South America, we're not down there too much, and
yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing us like going down there, and South America has always been in its little own world anyway. I mean, we're up here blowing everything up, and they're down there just kind of saying, "Well, let's have another parade," you know?
Yeah. Well, it's got that expressway. It runs from the United States. It's sort of like meant to go all the way to the bottom of Brazil, and it stops in the middle of South America. It's supposed to go all the way. I know what you mean.
I'd love to have one of those Brazilian parades come through the town up here. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Oh man,
we have a thing we call Fat Tuesday in my hometown, Hastings, here in England, and it goes on for about 4 or 5 days here. Fat Tuesday, it's called, and it's like Rio in the middle of English seaside town in the winter, but it's good. So yeah, anything. I'd have one of those bands on, anything like that.
I mean, we've lost. I think this is where we push ourselves into. We've lost a sense of community. We've lost a sense of togetherness, and this is where Wake Up Rise Up. Even though it's global, we're going to start doing this. There was a time like my family is originally from what we call the Slate Belt here, Bangor. Okay, we have a Bangor over here, just like you have in Wales. Well, that's not up in Wales. There's a Bangor, Wales. My great grandfather was from there, and we actually have my aunt contacted family over there. But sure, you got to go up and come down 15 generations to find them. But anyway, so we're originally from what they call the Slate Belt here, and they have parades up there all the time. It was all community, all flags and stuff, and it was very peaceful. But now, things have changed. And so, but anyway, we're going down some roads here. So, where are you seeing this for next year? You're seeing maybe expanding. What are you looking for?
It could expand more and more and more and more. And of course, as it expands, it's like I wasn't involved last year, but I came on board through Sean and was a friend of Douglas's on Facebook and things. So we knew of each other before. And Sean's been running my both syndicated shows actually on his station here. And of course, that's then got onto the network over there and over where you are. And we got to know each other over a period of time. Now, other people like Nick Prince are going to come along for next year and the year after. It's not me taking over the world or you doing loads and that. It's basically expanding it. And the only way you're going to find new people is to go to these territories. And at the moment, near to me, it's a very worrying place. Poland joins on. They had that gas cut off this week. Bulgaria. So we've got it. People are really, it's right. Time's right, yeah. Russia supplies gas to most of Europe, and big pipes go from Russia, from Siberia, right the way into Europe. And Germany has it. Poland's been cut off, and the reason why they've been cut off that is basically it's their own sort of economic war back. They're doing sanctions back, or trying to, where the UK's frozen all the Russian bank accounts. I think the US has. So they've and what Putin's been dictating is that he's insisted from a certain date all these countries could pay in rubles. Have to pay in rubles, not in sterling or pound sterling or US dollars or euro. Now that I think is mental because, and I'll tell you why, that's half baked, because surely if you've got a really bad currency that's worth nothing, surely you'd want to be paid in euros or dollars or pound sterling. Zimbabwe, where the whole economy's collapsed, they have pounds or dollars. So I don't know where Putin's going, where he wants to be paid in rubles. It makes no sense. But then again, the man is seriously ill.
Yeah, this whole thing with the UK and his invasion and all that he's doing, I consider myself a pretty sharp guy, and I still haven't figured out why he's doing it. It just seems wacky as all get out, and he's just pissing everybody off.
Yeah,
that's all he's doing, and he's not winning any friends, and the friends that he is getting are afraid to help him because they're seeing how he's getting plummeted. Is that the right word?
That's good enough.
But by sanctions and everything else, it's not going to end nice. I really hope he doesn't do the nuke stuff. because I don't think there's enough Xanax to keep me from diving out a window. But I it's terrible. I would be very, very tense living where you are.
We're a bit too close. Where UK is so important in so many ways, it's not just about power stations or docks or airports. It goes further. It goes to bombing the square mile in London, where all the financial district is, which is as important as Wall Street.
Yep.
As important as Frankfurt. It is as important, worldwide. And that could be hit, and it'll do more damage.
Yeah, you're not going to have any
or cyber attacks on that sort of thing,
Well, you're not going to get. You would get no warning.
No.
You boom, it's done, right? I mean, at least we've got 15 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to see it coming, and that gives us the advantage of having a big pond here. You guys, I mean, he hits the button and hey, there's and then all of a sudden we got a hole where buildings used to be. And I don't mean to, be flippant about that, but that's the reality. I mean, you guys are on top of each other over there.
We are, but we're looking at it. Everyone looks at it the same way. Well, first of all, I believe the UK still has American bases. I'm sure America still has. I'm sure the States still have some air bases in the UK where certain things are kept. But the thing we need to look at, everyone's assuming that the bomb, if nukes come flying over or come from even from submarines or whatever, they all think it's going to come through the North Sea, the English Channel, that way. But what we've also got to think, if the nukes are then going to the States or to Canada, that little bit, the Bering Strait, it's not even 50 miles. You've got to think that in reality, it could go the other way where no one's expecting it. No one's expecting it to come from that way.
I think the shortcut, if you want to call it that, is over the North Pole.
Sure.
So I don't know. We're a civilized world. Let's come from a peace standpoint here.
I'm a bit worried that we're here talking about peace and thinking about how we could use each other.
Yeah, we are a peaceful world. We are an intelligent civilization. We have the technology to launch a protective measure to knock a comet away from blowing our planet out and causing an extinction. Yeah. Why are we doing this in the UK? This is what we have to carry. So that's what Wake Up Rise Up is about. I mean, it's everything starts small. We started small last year, small at 43.5 million.
Yeah.
That's small, and
that's nearly the population of England. Nearly.
Really? I didn't know.
We're 53 million, so it's bigger than England this time, definitely.
Okay, well, I think that's just about the population of New York now, but not the lower end, but we're supposed to be civilized. Look what we're doing here. We're talking over, a computer, which this was unheard of back when you and I were kids. Okay, this is what didn't exist. We've advanced so far, but now we have this going on.
Yeah,
we have to be leaders and take these people, like what you're doing, what Doug and Carmen are doing, what I'm doing, what everybody is doing here. We got to take them and take it beyond. I mean, everyone's not peaceful. You get mad at stuff. You start, you throw an orange at somebody, whatever. But we're still human beings. But you don't have to go blowing somebody's country up, for crying out loud, So anyway, we're just about out of time here. Nick, you want to give us a website?
I don't have a website because I work with everyone else. But I've got a Facebook group, which is Nicholas Prince Friends, Fans and Listeners. However, Nicholas Prince Friends, Fans and Listeners. In addition to that, I do a nice, easy email address, and it is quite simply nickprincestudio@gmail.com. Okay. nickprincestudio@gmail.com. I'm too busy to keep a website up, but maybe sometime. But always busy, and we do get some home life.
Okay. Well, I tell you, we'll talk some more, and I'm sure we will. I tend to be a network social butterfly, so I'm all over the place. So, but Nick, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight, and
thank you for asking me. Absolute pleasure.
Well, we're going to see some more of each other, and I do want to see these shows that you talk about, and Well, we'll take care of that off camera. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Wake Up, Rise Up, the weekly show. And I'm Steve Jones, along here with Nicholas Prince. And we thank you for joining us tonight. Have yourself a peaceful day. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Kelly Kors. I'm the founder of Peace Amongst Youth, which is a nonprofit organization based out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. The purpose of my organization is to bring awareness to how our community is impacted by violent crimes and the negative impact it has on us as a whole, going untreated. I'm personally in this mission and I lost my 13-year-old son to gun violence in 2012. Until today, I'm fighting the justice system for my son who's now.
Please listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Love your brother, love your sister, please treat them right. Don't wait until they're almost dead to feed the poor, even with a loaf of bread.
Let's unite,
Yeah.
'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Wave your hands in the air, wave your hands in the earth. Show the world that we can. Wave your hands in the air, wave your hands in the earth. Wave your hands, you can.
Breaking news is the same old mess. Someone got shot, can't snitch, no arrest. Here's the basic information before leaving Earth. Open up that book, it's all in the Word.
Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.
Human traffic, kidnapping, this is too wild. Another missing child. Why complain about the politicians you call a joke? In the end, you won't even go and vote.
Wake up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter.
Children, I've come back today to tell the story of the long, hard way that I had to climb, that I had to know, in order that my race might live and grow. Look at my face, dark as the night, yet shining like the sun with love's true light. I am the child they stole from the sand 300 years ago in Africa's land.